Thank you for calling 1-800 Sad Design. Welcome back to episode 20. And we are finally back in person. It's been a while.
It has been a while, and I can't believe we're on episode 20 already, too.
Yeah.
We're already kind of like approaching a year since
year.
we like launched, started launching our identity and promoting and stuff. And
yeah. Well, it is also crazy how it's almost July.
yeah.
Like half of the year has already gone by, which is kind of crazy to think about as well.
I know. I judged time the other day in my car, my new car, and I'm like, I've had my car for over half a year now.
Damn.
And I was like, I just got it last week. I don't know what you're talking about.
Does it still have that new car smell?
It does still have the new car smell. I'm very proud of it.
That's crazy. I feel like I would lose the new car smell in weeks.
Yeah. I was worried there for a second that it was going to smell like cat pee because when I first got my cat, he had to get some teeth removed. He had some bad teeth, and I took him to the vet, and I think he thought I was taking him back. And he had an accident in the car and peed all over the passenger seat. And I was trying so hard to clean it up, and I didn't want the car to smell like cat pee so bad.
I would have been furious if I
Yeah.
had like a dog.
Oh, I didn't. I felt
I
bad
was
for
like-
him. He was.
Well,
scared,
I mean,
but
yeah, but
I
I would
was
have
a little
felt
upset,
bad, but I would have been like more mad at myself and be like, God damn it.
didn't think to cover that up.
Yeah. Yeah, but now normally when I drive with like dog, it's mainly dogs. I always put like towels or blankets on the chairs.
Yeah.
Especially if the seats are like the felted seats
Yeah,
and not leather.
I didn't even think about it because he was in his. I didn't have a real cat carrier yet. Because I had just got him. I had him for like a week, and so I had like the cardboard box that the shelter gave him to me in, and so there was a towel in there and his blanket, and he peed through both of those and the cardboard box.
It's a lot of pee.
Yeah. And I felt bad when I showed up to the vet, and I was like, "Here's my soggy box."
Can I get a new box,
Yeah.
please?
I think I just carried the cat on the way out. Like,
Yeah, they're probably like, oh, thanks, and then immediately toss the box
Yeah.
out. You're like, disgusting.
I'm sure they see worse. I had this one cat growing up, Jules, and she hated the vet or just going anywhere
like
outside of the house. Yeah.
All animals
And
hate the
she
vet.
would like poop, pee, throw up, foam at the mouth, like
Dang.
everything you can think of on the way there. And she'd always show up just hot mess and be like, sorry.
That's crazy. I know that whenever I like used to drop my dogs off at the groomers, one of them was always like, I hate the vet. Don't leave me here. And then you see other dogs walking in and they're just like, don't do this to me. Don't leave me here. And some of them go crazy.
Yeah.
So
Poor
it's
guys.
yeah. I don't really know why though. They have like such a fear. I mean, I only had a fear of like going to the doctors when I had to get shots because I was like,
Yeah, that does suck. Yeah, I don't know. Especially if you've always had this animal, it's like, do they really think you're gonna like just give them up or like leave them? Or
I feel like they probably do.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard to when it comes to like thinking in their
Yeah.
shoes. It's like
And some animals I do get, the ones that obviously come from past trauma of being like abused or a stray. They're like, oh, I'm going back. you know?
yeah, yeah. It's like abandonment and all that.
Yeah.
It made me think that because I literally just watched a Jurassic World movie, and they're like, you can't train dinosaurs and all that, and it's like, how do like animals think?
Yeah.
You know, do they like when they look at humans? What do they think of? Like, I feel like obviously like the carnivore dinosaurs are like food, but all the other ones are like, how do they see them?
Yeah. I've always kind of thought of that too. Especially like cats. They're so hard to read. Like,
Well, I feel like some cats are like mean.
yeah,
And
some
then
cats are mean.
And then some are like laid back like a dog.
Yeah, my cat for the most part is super chill, super sweet. He loves hanging out. He's always following me around. Like if I'm upstairs, he's upstairs. If I'm downstairs, he's downstairs. Doesn't always have to be like on top of me, but just like likes being around me. Mm-hmm. But like then the other night or the other morning, he was like sleeping right here on my chest, with his kind of head nestled underneath my chin. And then my alarm went off, and I like kind of sat up to like turn it off, and he got so upset he bit me, and so I have like a scratch on my
jeez.
And I was like, "Why? What made you do that?"
I think with cats though, they kind of get like scared easily.
Yeah.
Or like startled and they do something.
Yeah, he was just like sitting, and then got up and sat at the end of the bed and glared at me, and I was like, "I'm sorry I moved, but you were sitting on me." Just, yeah, they're interesting creatures.
Yeah.
It would be a lot easier if we could understand what they were thinking.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I mean, that reminds me of an episode from a show, Rick and Morty. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. I do know of Rick and Morty, though.
There's like an episode where he makes Morty a hat or something, a device that can listen to squirrels. And so he's like walking around and sees like a couple squirrels, and they're like planning for like world domination or something like that. And he's just staring at him. And the squirrel's like, "Why is this kid looking at us? He's looking at us as if he understands us." And then they like following him back home, like, "Hey kid." They're trying to like bribe him or whatever. And then Rick is like, "You never fuck with squirrels, Morty." And like they basically had to find a new universe to like move to because there's like a squirrel apocalypse. So,
oh my goodness.
I don't know if, being able to know what animals say is a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because, there's things like Doolittle, because he's the guy that like talks to animals, right? Mm-hmm. That's like the good side, and the Rick and Morty is like the bad side.
Yeah.
So I was like, what really would happen?
Yeah, I think of Up with the like monitor things that make the dogs talk.
Oh yeah, like Up.
Yeah.
Doug,
that's his name.
Yeah. I feel like though with a dog,
innocent, like
I think though with a dog, certain dogs, I think if you had like a collar that could make them talk, it would probably get annoying.
Oh yeah.
Just because some dogs are really needy.
Yeah. I know what my cat would say all the time. "I'm hungry. Can you feed me?"
I feel like that's what a lot of animals would say.
Because he's constantly howling at me. Every time I walk by the pantry, he thinks I'm getting him food. Yeah. Animals.
Would be an interesting world. If you're walking around and a dog just be like, "What's up?" And you're like, "What?"
Oh, I think another one I just thought of was Steve from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the monkey.
Oh, yeah.
That was annoying.
I haven't seen those movies in a while, but I can't even remember what he says.
I think he just says his name 90% of the time.
Oh. Like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Interesting. Or actually, did you watch the movie Detective Pikachu?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, the whole thing about it was like you have the like trainer, owner, and then your Pokemon, and only you two can like understand each other, while everyone else, like when Pikachu was talking, all they heard was like the Pika Pika stuff.
Yeah.
And that would be interesting if you had like that connection. Only you two could like understand each other.
Pet, your own animal.
But I also feel like, I mean, if it was a worldwide like known thing, it'd be normal. But if it was just like happened out of nowhere and you're just talking to your dog, like as you're walking through town, people would probably be like, crazy. Is this dude having a full-on conversation with his dog? So
I mean, I have full-on conversations with my cat, but when no one else is around.
Yeah. I feel like the conversations I had was more like, why?
Yeah.
Whereas like, what do you want? You're right next to me. Just looking at me, breathing hot air in my face. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
So. But yeah. How's your past 2 weeks been for a little catch up?
been pretty all right.
Anything new?
I finished that album cover I was working on.
Nice.
The song comes out July 18th. The band's called Animus Gem. So everyone should go check out their new song coming out. And I put in my end date notice at the restaurant. So
Nice.
I'll be done on the 24th.
Are you switching full time to the other place or?
No. I'm gonna kind of take a week off before I go to Europe, and
Just relax.
I am training to be a bartender at the other place, but it will only be a couple days a week when I get back, 1 or 2 days a week, and then I have that other design job lined up when I get back too. So
so you get a nice little holiday break,
little month break kind
nice.
of, and I'm excited for that.
Nice.
I randomly started a sewing project last night. I was I was at the house by myself and I was bored and I was like, I want to do something creative, but I don't really feel like doing the typical drawing or designing because that's what I do all the time. And so I just went to Hobby Lobby and was wandering around and I'm like, what am I going to do? And I was like, I'm going to sew. I haven't sewn in a very long time. I did it for 10 years through 4-H, throughout, grade school.
What did you make?
Clothes, quilts, pillows, just
interesting. I only know
everything.
FFA and I know 4-H is for before that, but I didn't know they kind of did sewing and all that.
Yeah,
I thought
they
it was
do
just
a lot
animals.
of if it's not animals and the cooking stuff, it's a lot of the home ec, I want to say, type. Thing.
Interesting. I didn't know it was like that. I thought it was purely just farm work.
Yeah, no. But it's been, I think, 5 years since I've sewn anything except those banners at the Prismatic event. But that was easy. It was just a stitch around the edge. But I decided I'm going to just sew a dress. And I got started working on that yesterday. And I got so hyper fixated on it that I'm I can't do anything else until it's done. I was up until 2 a.m. last night.
Jesus.
That's why I woke up late. And I texted you. I was like, I'll be there late today.
So you finished it?
I did not finish it. I finished the top, but I still need to do the skirt. But the skirt's the easy part. So
nice.
Yeah. Fun little creative outlet. Yeah. A little different than normal. But how about you? How's your last 2 weeks been?
Pretty standard, I'd say. Just work. Dog sat last weekend, so that was fun. They had me stay at their house, so I got to spend the weekend in the North End.
Oh, I love the North End.
But I was like, this is actually so nice.
Yeah.
Being able to wake up, take the dogs out for a walk in North End, and then leave them at the house, and then I get to go on a bike ride around town. I went on a bike ride in the trails, and then when I got done, I just hopped on the Greenbelt and just rode around. Stopped by the farmer's market. And it's nice being so close.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of driving around everywhere just because my car's gas mileage kind of sucks and that thing's dying on me. So when I get to bike around, it just feels nice. And the weekend I was dog sitting, it was really nice weather. It was mid-high 60s or something like that. So it was nice and cool. So that was a good weekend. So yeah, that close
nice.
to town.
I love that too because now that I'm right on the Greenbelt, I'm I don't think I could ever not live along the Greenbelt. I could ride the Greenbelt to the bar I work at in Boise.
Yeah, that's what I miss. I thought it would be nice. It is still nice to live out here in the suburban area, but I do think there's so many things that I still I didn't realize it when I was living close by, but there's a good amount of things I do downtown. And, my whole time living over there, I was like, I don't need to be by here. I'm never in this area, doing stuff. And then now that I'm out here,
away, you're I actually do.
Damn. And so I do kind of regret moving out here. But I mean, at the same time, it's you're so, close to your neighbors. And I'm I need my
A
space.
little more space. Yeah, that makes sense. It's out here though. It's still not too far. No.
And I'm glad like I'm out here because when they had the Post Malone concert,
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
that was a freaking nightmare. Like I didn't go, but I heard about it, and I was like, I didn't even know he was coming out here until people started talking about him
I
like
had
the
no
day
idea.
before.
And then the restaurant got hit so hard on a
Really?
freaking Tuesday, and we were so understaffed because Tuesdays are usually dead.
Yeah.
And we were like in tears by the end of it. We were like, please stop.
Yeah,
And I was like, where did you all come from? The Post Malone concert. And I was like, I didn't know he was here.
Yeah, I was talking to a bunch of people who like work downtown. They're like, I made sure I clocked out before those people started rolling in, cause it was like 36,000 people, and it's like there's barely enough parking for that in the city in general.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all these people, all these cars, and I knew it was gonna be a nightmare once I heard about it.
Yeah.
And so I made sure I wasn't near that. But
Anytime there's a big event downtown, it's
yeah,
solid.
that's the one thing I'm like. That's kind of why I didn't want to stay in that area, because like moving in time and moving out for school is a mess. Any kind of game at the university is a mess. Graduations for all the schools, musicals, performances, and all that. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
I hate dealing with traffic.
Me too.
Mainly because that's when it brings out like all the bad drivers.
Jacob and I went to Wicked in March when it was here, at the Morrison Center, and we sat in the parking garage like afterwards trying to get out for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. I feel like when you're doing
and we were only on the second floor.
When you're doing anything downtown, most of the time it's all happening like on the campus, because that's where they have like a lot of the space. I feel like you need a plan to do something like close by after, just to let the traffic die out.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of just sitting in the car for hours just trying to get to the street.
We ended up we wanted to go to dinner. We were starving, and we like looked at each other and was like, "Do you just want to walk?"
Yeah, I was like, that's normally what I would do, is like just walk somewhere, let the traffic die out after work. Because at least for me, I just have to wait for like 7 o'clock. So if it's really bad, like I see there's an accident, I'm like, I think I'm going to watch a movie.
Yeah. The traffic around here is the worst. I have to leave for the restaurant like an hour before my shift starts, because sometimes like I can get down there in 15 minutes, and other times it takes me the full hour because the traffic's so bad.
Yeah. That's another thing I hate about this place, is just the one freeway, and there's no other like way to get to the cities. There's no other form of transportation. And it's like, clearly, these people didn't think about, the population growing.
No, I don't think anyone expected it to grow, or at least grow as fast as it did.
Yeah. I mean, even if it were to slowly grow, there's nothing that they could do.
Yeah.
The only thing possibly that they could do is like implement a train system, like an Amtrak. But they probably won't use the existing. I mean, they could, but I feel like they wouldn't use the existing tracks.
No, I don't think they would. Because I don't think the existing tracks go anywhere where people are wanting to go.
Yeah. It doesn't, it hits like the train depot, but like the train depot isn't a train station. It's more of like a
and it's further,
historic thing.
It's not right through downtown.
No. I was like, it would have been great if they had like a subway system, but the city's not big enough for a subway system. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing they can do.
Yeah.
I did find out though that like, I don't know when, maybe 80s or something. I was talking with someone. They said whenever Reagan was president, I don't know.
In the 80s, yeah.
They said that there was a trolley downtown, like a trolley track, and would go around and like do trolley stuff.
Why don't we still
like,
have that?
Well, because there was like a thing where a lot of the cities are getting like revamped, like all the streets and everything. So when downtown got it, they got rid of the trolley tracks. And I was like, I feel like They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at somewhere like San Francisco, that trolley is amazing. And yeah, the city's way bigger, but
It just helps keep people off the street.
yeah.
Helps things move.
Yeah.
And not everyone has, I don't
Like,
know,
it would be
access to
nice.
transportation.
But if you look at it now, you're like, what happens when they close a street? And they have to work on it.
Yeah.
Do they close down that thing as well? And all these stupid things. So, yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Idaho traffic.
Gotta love it. Then they like try to add these new perpendicular highways, and it's like taking them years to make, and it's like at this point, why even have it?
Yeah.
So the fact that they didn't make Eagle a freeway,
Oh my god.
like,
I know.
is the dumbest thing ever. Like, why have a 4-lane street instead of just having a freeway with like a bunch of off ramps?
Yeah. It would work better as a freeway, I think.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you
much
can't
better.
do it now because the
Well,
buildings
no.
are so close. And
But imagine if there was off ramps instead of all those turn lanes.
Yeah.
Like, because I think it's like 50 miles an hour along Eagle.
Yeah.
But then everyone's, stopping
You have
to
to
turn
stop
to all
because of
these
the-
shops. And so then you're slamming on your brakes to let them turn. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm just trying to get down.
yeah, it's so stupid. I don't like it. I also hate how there's like an off ramp, like only on the main streets, but they're like, I don't know, 20 blocks away from each other.
Yeah.
So if you like live in this one spot, it's either you get off early and take side streets, or you get off late and kind of like loop back.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, "Ugh."
Yeah. It's annoying.
So it's weird. It's a weird area. It probably won't get better.
No,
So-
I don't think it will. I've just kind of come to terms with it.
Yeah,
I just spend a lot of time in my car.
I just deal with it. There are days where I'm like trying to go to bowling after work, and I'm like dying in my car.
You're like, do I really want to go now?
Well, I only go because the AC's nice in there, and my AC stopped working in my car again.
Oh, no.
So I'm like boiling and like falling asleep because they're just in traffic. I'm like, ugh. And by the time I get to bowling, I'm just tired.
You remember that summer we had, 2 years ago? That was like 100 degrees every single day. Or were you at home in
I
California?
probably wasn't here,
Oh, my God.
but it was.
It was over 100 degrees for like 45 straight days.
Really? Yeah.
And
I
my
was
car
not here.
AC went out. And if I was like going to my parents' house 45 minutes away and then coming back home, I sometimes would have to like pull over and get like an iced drink from somewhere, and I wouldn't drink it. Like, I would obviously drink some of it, but I was mostly like putting it like on my face, on my arms, just to cool off so I could make it home.
Yeah. That's the thing I'm worried about is like we probably get like 3 weeks where it's miserably hot. Like the high 100 or over 100.
It hasn't been too bad yet.
No,
It's been very nice.
which I'm shocked. Like when we got rain,
Because last year it was like hot.
yeah. But like when we got the rain, I was like, we had a really dry winter. Why are we getting rain right now? Like,
Yeah. It is going to be 103 on Tuesday, it looks like.
oh my God, is it really?
But then it's just going to be in the low 90s, high 80s for the rest of the week.
I haven't checked the weather in a while, but
So just Tuesday for some reason.
oh, it's disgusting. And then how does it drop 7 degrees in one day? Like what? That makes no sense.
I hope the hottest weeks here are when I'm not here in Europe.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty hot over there?
No,
I remember I went
it
to
just
like.
is humid
Okay.
because we looked this
Actually,
time
yeah.
of year. It's gonna be like 60 to 85 degrees,
What?
but it's just humid.
I remember I went to like Italy in like 2019, and the mornings were so nice. It was like perfect 65-degree weather. I would go, like I went with my cousins and we would go out in the mornings to like walk in the little town we were staying in. And then by like 2, it was miserable
Ugh.
and humid. I was like,
Humidity
this
really
sucks.
is what I think makes it feel.
Oh, it's the
warmer.
worst. it's the worst, especially if it's like really
I
bad.
remember like when I stepped off the plane like in Hawaii and instantly was like like I couldn't breathe like just because it's so dry here.
Yeah. I remember like I went to Japan and it was so humid there. They're telling us like, yeah, this is the hottest it's ever been. I'm like, oh, great. And like right when you get outside, you're sweating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this feels disgusting. But thank God everything's AC'd over there. But when I was in Italy, they don't have AC everywhere.
No, they don't.
It's like a blessing when you find a building with AC. And so, yeah. But you'll probably be doing a lot of swimming, right?
I
No?
don't know. Maybe when I'm on the ship.
Yeah. Staying cool.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
This damn thing.
Oh gosh.
So yeah.
Do we want to try to talk about design things today?
Sure. Let's give it a shot.
We didn't plan a design talk today. We were
Well, I mean, we tried, but
yeah.
I just feel like,
You're feeling nothing. Like
well, eventually, and I feel like we're at that point is where you run out of things to talk about.
yeah.
The way I also see it is nothing really new in the design world has really come out.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's so fixated on all this other stuff that's happening.
Everyone's so fixated on AI and that's all I'm hearing, and I was literally like trying to find anything like news related or new trending that was going on that wasn't like just like a design trend related to graphic design, not related to AI, and there's nothing.
Yeah. There's like nothing new going on. I mean, there's all these like rebrands that we've seen, and it's like everyone makes fun of it because it's like bad or it's not wanted. So, but I mean, I have not seen anything new.
Yeah, no.
Like the only thing I would say is those rebrands and then Adobe's repricing. That's the only thing I've heard about.
Yeah.
Which is not too.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid, but whatever.
What do you think about the King's Hawaiian rebrand?
I hate
you had
it.
words for it.
I hate it. It's such a small change on, well, it's not a small, it's a pretty big change. But, and I don't really buy a whole lot of King's Hawaiian stuff. But when you change it the way they changed it, it's, I don't know, it's like a whole new vibe to the brand. Because when you look at it, you're like, ooh, you know, kind of like it looks like a old traditional family owned company type of thing. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, gives you, for some reason, it gives you like the Hawaiian vibes. I feel like it's just because of the serif font they had before.
Yeah.
And then now it's like super rounded and it's like too youthy. It's like, you know, someone who's in their like late 20s made it or something, and you're like,
I do like
you
that
even
they
eat this bread? Like,
brought in like some of like the Hawaiian flowers, or
they did.
yeah.
Oh, for the pattern in the background.
For like the pattern, but
I mean, it's obviously like a modern take on a rebrand.
oh, I guess they had it before too. I'm trying to find some of the old ones.
I just don't. I mean, it doesn't really matter in the end because it's like, it's King's Hawaiian. People are still going to buy the stuff because it's freaking good. But like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen this typeface used for the main type so many places. But I think it's just one of those that's like, it looks like it has like a lot of similar other typefaces. I don't know why I can't zoom in on this thing. These stupid ads.
Yeah, I really like the typeface that they had before.
Where's the before and after? There it is.
One.
Yeah.
I found one. Okay.
I just like,
okay. The new one is giving me Burger King with how like rounded it is.
yeah, it's like a Burger King vibe.
Yeah.
It's very like common, like current era style. But I don't know. Like it would be nice to know why they did this. And yeah, I don't really know when the last time they've changed it. I don't know.
I feel like everything that's been getting rebranded lately has just been getting smoother edges. Like everything's getting more round.
Yeah.
Like everyone's moving away from
They're
like
trying to
the
move
sharp
to that
and
like
the bold. It's
organic shapey look.
yeah.
Like a blobby. I don't know, when you look at this striped pattern behind it, it reminds me of like Gucci and Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
And all those. And I don't like that stuff.
But maybe that's something they thought about and they thought was gonna work for them, you know, kind of.
They're like,
Making
we're a
that
luxury.
connection. We're a luxury Hawaiian
luxury
rolls.
bread brand. Everyone loves our stuff, which is true, but you know.
I'm reading on CNN that it's been a challenging time for grocery sales.
For them?
Yeah. So they've been looking for something that, you know, is different that catches the eye.
I mean, that is true because, like, I don't buy the rolls that often. Actually, ever.
Yeah.
I don't ever.
And
really
there's
buy
always those companies or those brands that are always trying to like reinvent themselves every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Or it's
And
like you have the store brands who make them themselves for cheaper, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's cheaper and tastes the same." Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. So I do feel like the main essence of King's Hawaiian is still there in the rebrand. Like I don't look at this and be like, oh, it's something completely different.
Yeah.
And you know, when you eat it, it's still going to be exactly the same. You're still going to love them.
Doesn't look good. Yeah. I mean, when I think about it, I think King's Hawaiian is different out here than it is like for me back home. Mainly because back home is where like they have like one of their factories or distributors out there, and they have like an actual like bakery storefront over there, so you can get like a King's Hawaiian cake, which I mean some people will be like, ew, King's Hawaiian bread with frosting. It's not that. It's just a King's Hawaiian branded like cake. It's like a regular cake. But I mean the stuff they make there is good. You just don't get it in the stores. But it's still gonna be the same. I don't know. I just think like for their boxes and bags, that stupid stripe with the pattern, I don't think it'll look as good as.
I feel like so many people are doing patterns now for everything, you know, for
Yeah, I think so too.
backgrounds and.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a trend. It's following latest trends. And, you know, in 2 years, they're going to be like, well, that's over.
They're like, oh, these patterns are everywhere.
Yeah.
What are we going to do now?
Now we don't stand out.
Yeah.
I get it now because it is something different, you know. And it's fun.
Yeah, you don't really see a whole lot of patterns. At least I don't, being used. I don't know. I haven't really dissected, like, packaging and all that for a while, but I don't see patterns being used a whole lot. So yeah, I do think it is a little trend that's happening.
Yeah. Google also got their little update. Their G doesn't have the blocked out color anymore.
Is that considered a rebrand though? Did they change anything else?
There was a whole news article on it and everything. Let's look it up.
Google. Yeah, I just saw people talking smack. I'm like, whoa, the logo looks so different now because it's a smooth gradient and not like blocked out color objects. But it's just those. I don't know. I feel like I have a very negative opinion.
It's the first time they've updated it in almost a decade.
No, it's not.
That's what they're saying.
How is that the first time if they literally changed it to like the G with the blocks, colors to the. What? There's no way. I'm Googling this right now. I refuse.
The last time they made a major change to its logo was in September of 2015.
Oh, that is 10 years.
Yes, it is.
I didn't think of that. Okay, that makes sense then. I don't know why. 10 years I thought was like. I don't know.
Doesn't feel like a decade, does it?
No, it doesn't feel like. No. It's 2025. That's weird. I don't know why. That kind of just processed. Because, like, When did Google switch from? Because this is kind of. I didn't really process it, but this is what I thought it was now.
Oh,
Even
no.
though I see
I
the
think
like
they changed it
the
in
sans serif.
like 08, I want to say.
Really? Because I know they changed it when they released the Pixel. I know that for sure. Because the Pixel was kind of like their turning point or something. I don't know. When they turned to a new leaf.
They changed it in 2015 when they got the last logo.
Yeah. Damn. 10 years? Jeez. I was like going into high school 10 years ago, technically. 2016, I think. I don't know. Crazy.
It used to be called Backrub.
What?
Google used to be called Backrub.
Interesting. Interesting.
I like the 97 to 98 one. That one's wild.
What the heck? That's insane. That's crazy. I wonder how they even made that. I'm surprised their floppy disk can hold that.
Remember that, I don't know if they still do it anymore, but, you know, they used to change, like, the Google
logo,
they still
like,
do that. Monthly or whatever,
Yeah.
and have, like, little illustrations and stuff. But if you were a student, you could submit your own,
Oh, I don't know.
like,
that.
you know, Google design or whatever to send into them to try to be featured. I did that once. I did not get it, but I turned one in.
Hey.
I can't remember
I
what I
didn't
did.
know that you can do that, though. But I'm pretty sure they still do that. At least with, like, holidays, they do it. Like, special days. And then I think YouTube does it as well.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. 10-year rebrand, and all they did was that.
A gradient. Their colors have remained consistent this whole time.
I mean, I'm sure it has meaning. I don't know what the red icon is, but it could be for docs, sheets, and slides. Because that's the colors of a... But obviously that's not it.
Now I'm looking up what Google's colors mean.
Okay.
Blue, red, yellow represent a foundation of stability and recognition, while the inclusion of green, a secondary color, challenges the traditional color pattern and signifies Google's innovative and unconventional nature. That's dumb.
Wow. Wow. It's an interesting way of putting it.
Yeah, when you look into their brand guide, it's the traditional green represents growth, freshness, and harmony, subtly suggesting Google's commitment to progress and user-friendly experience.
I mean, they do live up to that, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So, but very much like, I don't know, professional poet or something about that.
Yeah. Professional poet.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and then the other stupid rebrand was Walmart. I don't even
they
think
wanted
that
it
one
to
changed at all.
be inspired by Walmart's founder or owner or something who always wore a trucker hat. So they wanted to change it to kind of look more
Does not look like a
trucker-ish. I don't know. I was like...
That makes no sense at all. The Walmart logo, I feel like it's more of a sun than a trucker hat. But maybe, you know, there's just like a weird interpretation of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess the owner wore a trucker hat. Not that the original logo was supposed to be like a trucker hat. They just like changed the word mark. Like the lettering.
They did?
Yeah.
I saw things where they're comparing the old icon with the new like icon logo thing. And it's like, you can see a difference, but it's practically the same thing. New Walmart rebrand.
I'm looking it up now too.
Okay, I'm seeing the word mark. It's more cleaner.
It's thicker.
Thicker, less curves, more sharp edges. And then the icon, the old icon is kind of more of a boxy with rounded corners, and now it's more of a round, I don't even know. Something. It's just like a line.
I remember the OG with the star in the middle of between Wall and Mart.
Oh, yeah. Those were the good old days. What the heck is this?
What are you looking at now?
Oh, it's Behance. It's just someone else's.
Oh, I was just looking at that one.
I was like, I don't want to sound mean, but
no,
that is never going to be a Walmart logo. It's like more of an IKEA looking logo.
It looks like stairs in the middle, and I was like, what does stairs have to do with Walmart?
Yeah, like an escalator.
Yeah.
I've never seen a 2-story Walmart. Yeah, right. Or a ladder. Or a keyboard. So many things.
It almost just like looks like a zigzag because it's all connected now, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. And they put it on Behance for everyone to see.
You got judging face on.
I don't know why. Lately, I've been just so like blunt. I'm like, I don't know. Usually I kind of keep like a happy, positive, energy or whatever. Lately, I've been just so sick of things. I'm like, ugh. I don't know.
Are you sick of something? Is it work?
No, it's like
just cause.
Just like a mental change. It's not lately. I've slowly been getting to where I am now. I think it's just because kind of like my whole life I've had like that kind of attitude, and now I'm like, it's just like it's a lot of energy to like.
Now.
It's a lot of energy to like, always be on that bright side, and I'm like, ugh. I'm still obviously,
Yeah.
But there are more times where I'm like, more of like when someone's talking, I kind of just be like, ugh. I don't say it, but I'm like, just shut up, dude. I don't know. It's mainly when I talk with one of my brothers.
Just sets you off for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Sometimes, actually, it's sometimes with both of them, but sometimes he's like rambling on about something, and there's just something about it. I'm like, shut up, please. It's nothing bad, but it's like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what the cause of it is. There have been times where I look at things and it's just, I'm like, that sucks. Or someone does something and it's like, why would you do that? Only an idiot would do that. I don't know.
Just blunt. How
you feel? It'll change, I'm sure. I'm sure I'll eventually go back to my default, which was what I was originally. But I think right now I'm going to this weird attitude thing. I don't know.
It's just a phase.
Yeah. I know for a fact it's gonna be just a phase, but I'm trying to get out of it because honestly I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I do like being in that positive, the more positive side of things. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what caused it. Mental warfare over here.
Mental warfare. Well, I hope it switches around for you.
I think
fun.
It will. I think honestly because like I'm gonna go home for the 4th and I'm taking like 2 weeks off. I think that'll bring it back.
Yeah.
I get to go.
I think you kind of just need to step back and take a refresh and.
Yeah, I think it's like work.
Yeah,
I think
that's mainly my problem.
Working without any breaks is, and I do take a good amount of like weekends off or all that, but I don't know. I think this 2-week break will be something. Yeah, it'll be nice. I don't even think I'm gonna work on anything. I was gonna bring some of my stuff home to work on stuff, but thinking about it now,
I'm not gonna
I might just leave it all here.
Yeah.
There's no need. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Take a step back, refresh, do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm. It'll probably
Life's
just be...
not always about work. I know we all try to make it about work, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's unfortunately something we have to do, but...
It's just life, you know? That's all life is about.
At least we chose a field that I think offers a lot, you know, of change.
Yeah.
And creativity, which I know
Yeah, I mean,
definitely need because, you know, working service, I'm like, I can't do this. I need to be doing something with my brain because...
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, can't talk to you about how cold your fries or tots are right now.
Yeah. I know. Definitely when I'm like at the trophy shop, I'm like, and I'm like dealing with a customer on the phone or through emails or just in general. And I'm like, oh my God. How do you not know what a PDF is? Or like someone comes in, they're trying to email me the photo they have on their phone. And they're like, they don't even know how to email something. And it's like, they're older, so obviously I'm more nice about it. But they have like the newest iPhone. And it's like, why do you have such a... And it's like the Max version, which is... I was like, but why do you have like the most complicated device you could possibly get and you don't even know how to use it?
Yeah.
Like, just get the lower version or the SE. And it's like, still the same thing. You still won't know how to use it, but like... So... But I mean,
yeah, I understand that.
I'm used to like helping out with devices and all that. But sometimes it's the people who yap a lot. And I know I can kind of like talk a lot, but some people just obviously they can't see the sign of me trying to get back to work and they just keep talking. And I'm like,
yeah.
I turn around and I'm like,
what gets me at my work is people who do that, but also they have an excuse for everything, you know? And I was like, I don't care. I don't want to hear your excuses. Just get what you need to done.
yeah. Yeah. Some people like share too much information.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
don't
I
need
didn't
to know every little
I was
detail
like, I don't,
about your life. Thank you.
I don't need to know that. I don't need that in my life type of thing. Especially if it's a stranger. I'm like, have a good day.
I feel like every time I go to the grocery store now, like I'll be waiting in the line to check out or whatever, and whoever's behind me wants to yap at me, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
What you got in your cart? Stuff to make dinner. What you making for dinner? Spaghetti.
Food. Honestly, thank God I have never... I don't know. I am very like introverted. I don't really like talking to people. But thank God I've never had like... I'm fine talking with the cashier and all that.
Yeah.
But like another shopper, no. Mm-mm. That reminds me of one time I went to one of the Asian markets around here. And it was when my mom and dad were in town. And I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. But the white guy came up to me and my mom and asked us about like an Asian product. And I just left. I was like, I don't know, man. Can't help you. And then my mom helps. I was like, why'd you help him? One, you're giving away our secret powers of flavor. Two, he probably just came up to us and asked that because we're Asian in an Asian market. And it's like, all the dude was asking was for chili flakes. Like the chili oil flakes. And it's like, you've never been to an Asian restaurant and either seen the actual jar with the label on it or just seen what it looks like? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I normally avoid any sort of confrontation when I'm out in public.
I do too. I'm terrible as a server. I get so drained at the end of the week because all I do is talk to people for my job. And when I serve, I'm straight to the point, you know, let's get your food. I know you don't want to talk to me, a stranger, so let me just like get what you want and I'll get out of your hair. But then there's those some people that just like want to know your whole life story, and then I have to sit there and be like, fine, okay, I'll give you 5 minutes. What do you want to know?
It's it's like some people are very social, and it's like, good for them. Like, I wish I was like that, but I'm not. So, take it back a couple bits.
So it's usually the older people, and they want to know, oh, are you going to school? And I'm like, I actually graduated last year. And they're like, oh, why are you still working here? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was told it would be better.
You're like, I gotta pay my bills and rent.
Yeah.
I need money.
Unfortunately, I was told that if I got a degree, I'd get paid more. But it turns out all these entry-level design jobs want to pay me $12 an hour. So I'm making $32 an hour here. So I'll just stay here.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing that they should warn you. At least with design. I mean,
but that's not always the case. Because if you look nationally, what an average entry-level graphic design job, I did look this up. I did research.
I think it's just this area.
It was $25 an hour is the average
for
an entry level. And I was like, 12? That's half.
That's one thing I've looked at it is cost of living here. Yes, it is a lot. It actually, honestly, it is a lot for what the minimum wage is. But like, if you were to look like where I'm from, I was looking at jobs there, and it's like, yeah, they pay the minimum wage there is like $20 an hour or something. Mm-hmm. But like, if you were to buy a really bad, apartment, probably $2,000 a month, and probably a 2-bed, 1-bath apartment, which here, I don't know how much that's like. 1,300?
2-bed, 1-bath?
15?
18.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. I don't know. I don't know what it's like now. I'm basing this price of probably back in like 2019. So it's probably gone way up. But yeah, I'm sure everywhere else kind of pays higher. I just don't think there's a whole lot of opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities there, but there's not a lot of like openings because it's so small.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know.
I have been like debating about just randomly applying to like big city places.
I've only applied for big city places if they're remote.
Oh.
Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to leave yet.
I was like, if it's a good place, I would obviously think about it, but I don't know if I would. Mainly because moving sucks.
I hate moving.
Yeah, especially because it's more of like it's like you're moving a college, or at least how it was for me, where it's like only bring the important stuff. Mm-hmm. Which for me, honestly, was just my computer. I feel like that's all I needed. Computer, longboard.
I wish I was like that. I have so much stuff, and I can't get rid of it.
I have a lot of stuff too, but it's like things I don't technically need with me when I go somewhere.
That's true.
Like obviously they're like I'll use it and all that, but it's not like something I always need, Like all my Legos, that does not come.
Yeah.
I feel like if I were to go somewhere and move somewhere, like start fresh, all you need is like computer, cameras, and that's it. I think that's it. And maybe a bike. Obviously a bike.
Yeah.
Also, I see this stupid error on my computer. I need to check this out.
Technical error. Yeah, I love my books too much. When I moved, 2 months ago, I took like 7 trips to get all my books in the house because I have like 400.
Damn. That's a lot.
It was bad. Ugh. That's for some reason the one thing I cannot part with, and that's what I have the most of.
It's crazy. It's like I feel like older people have it, but like in their offices, they actually have legit stacked bookshelves.
I want a library, and I've wanted one since I was in middle school. So this isn't even my whole book collection at my house. Half of them are still at my parents'.
Dang. I feel like when the digital books first came out, I was like all about that. And then I don't know why I just stopped reading. And then now I don't read a whole lot. But I feel like now the only books I buy are design books.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, the way they are made.
I would buy more of them if they weren't so expensive.
Yeah. I haven't bought any. It's probably been a year since I last bought some. I do want to buy some, but it's like the person who like sells a lot of the good ones, they're like in the UK or something, and it's like maybe I think it was like $60 for shipping or something.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm not paying that. So for some reason, I'm ever out there, I'll buy some, have them shipped to wherever I'm staying, and then bring them home.
Yeah.
That's got to be better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, it's like you're paying for a flight, but it's like I'll be over there for another reason. Supposedly,
Does Europe really have better design books?
It's not who has, it's just the person who sells them.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure.
So I was like, maybe while I'm there, I'll keep an eye out. Like,
well, I'm sure they're made by Americans, but I
That's
don't.
true.
And Brian did give me a website of like the place that he told me that's the Europe place, but they sell them in America, but they don't have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that I want are the ones in Europe, because some of them are really cool, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. One day. Yeah. I mean, I have a pretty good.
Oh yeah, you have
set.
a lot more than I do of design books.
Yeah. I think
Holy Grail over here.
Oh yeah. That one is just something else. So I don't even know.
That's so funny still.
That one is an interesting one. But yeah, every once in a while I'll look through them just because I'm bored.
Yeah, I think I've shared with you it before, but I can't remember who it's by, but it's just like the design of books, and I love that one.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I have a couple on like Japanese design. That's because that was something I really wanted to get into, like right after I graduated, and then I don't know, I just kind of stopped. I think it's because I just don't know the language. Which I've tried, it's just so damn hard. Duolingo sucks for Japanese. I feel like any language that doesn't use like the English letters, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't learn that on Duolingo. Cause you
The
need
symbols.
Yeah, you need to like write out all the characters, and maybe I'll try to get back into it.
I tried Duolingo for a little bit.
What language?
Spanish and Irish or Gaelic.
How'd that go?
I got pretty far in Gaelic actually, but then kind of fell off and stopped, and now I don't remember like anything. I think I remember like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's it.
Dang. How popular is that language? Is it used?
It is still used, but it's like...
Is it slowly dying?
It is slowly dying. Because a lot of
Irish
just
English. Yeah.
But, what is it? Gaelic was spoken by Irish and Scottish?
Okay. I mean, I feel like...
Yeah, it's
Irish
just Celtic, so...
Okay.
Scottish, Irish...
How'd your Spanish go?
That one was a little bit easier to learn.
Really?
Yeah, because I did take a class of it in
high school.
Okay. And I took 2 classes in high school. I made it pretty far. I've never been able to speak it very well. That's always been my challenge. Like, I can understand what people are saying to me when they're talking in Spanish, but I can't come back with anything. Like,
yeah. I mean, when it comes to like German, I can understand it. I can also speak it. I can read and write it. I can do it all, but at like an elementary level. I just don't like speaking it because you have to like. There's like an accent to it, and I don't. It's been so long since I've like been in a class to hear the actual pronunciation where I don't know how exactly it's supposed to sound.
Yeah.
Like I know what most words are supposed to sound like, but there's some where it's like, which letter do you kind of like emphasize more on? So.
Yeah. I know ASL the most of any language. Other language besides English.
Yeah. I wish it was more like.
I think sign language is one of those things everyone should know. But
I feel like, yeah, that is one of the things. But it's because it's only like, well, because there's American Sign Language, but I don't know what the other countries use. Like, how does that work?
yeah, there's just different forms of sign language for different languages.
I don't know.
But I know.
I mean, that's like the American. That's like how I see it. It's like the American mind. Everyone's like, why doesn't everyone speak English? It's like everyone, at least the way I see it, is like Americans are like, everyone already knows it and is learning it, but it's like not even the most used language in the world.
Yeah.
But another thing is like, why isn't it like a mandatory thing where students have to learn a second language? Like every other country is like essentially forced to learn English, but we're just here like going to a place like, I'm American, I'm better, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, you speak English? And they're like, no. And you're like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So, because yeah, I wish I was fluent in other languages, at least one.
I wish too. I want to get kind of back into ASL and finish the training because I did really like it. I did have a really bad teacher like last semester in college. I almost begged Brian to get me out of there because I needed it to graduate. But I was like failing because the teacher wasn't communicating at all. I could never ask for help. All the assignments were being graded wrong and it was like so bad.
Interesting. Did you get out of it?
No,
You just stuck with it?
I ended up complaining to the dean of students.
Oh.
And then she got her act together, but I was this close to going to Brian and being like, "Can you do what you can to get out?" Because he's the department head or whatever.
Was it an online class?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to language classes, I'm not about online.
Yeah, it's just the first semester was fine. When I did ASL online because the other professor was like very engaged and we actually got to talk with or sign with other classmates and so you were a little more immersed in it. Mm-hmm. This one was just like, do whatever you want, and so it was a little bit harder to learn in that way. And it got to the point where I just wanted to be done with it, that I just like sat down one weekend and blew the entire class, like blew through the whole thing because I was like, I want to be done. Was it like did you take a math class in college? I did not know.
Because when I did my math class, it was all on Alex. And basically, we still had to meet in person, which was so stupid. But the professor is like, if you finish the whole course in Alex, you do not have to show up to the class anymore. And I was like, say less.
Challenge accepted.
It was basic algebra. And so that was way below from what I took in. I think I took algebra in junior high. So it was kind of like I had to like refresh myself on it. But I think I finished like a whole month and a half early.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's nice.
I was probably spending like 3 hours a day on it in the library to get it in. But I was like, I don't want to be sitting in here because I know like 3/4 of this stuff. So
yeah,
flew through that thing. But yeah, I feel like, I think it's fine with ASL to do it online. But I was debating in my last semester or my last year, I was debating on doing Japanese, but it was only online. And I was like,
I think that would have been a little harder.
I was like, I'm not going to be sitting at home trying to learn that For something like that, I need to be in a classroom. Because if I'm doing it at home, I will not be paying attention at all. So, yeah. Maybe I will. I wonder if I even still have Duolingo on this thing. I feel like I deleted a lot of my apps. I do have it.
You're like, well, today's the day.
I'm going to start my 1-day streak, and then this iPad's going to die, and then I'm never going to start back into it.
I've been trying to use my iPad more.
Yeah?
Because I got it and I was using it all the time. I was always drawing on it. Forgot how to use Procreate. Because I just all of a sudden, like, didn't use it for, like, a year and a half. Then the other day I was, like,
I
blew
try
off
to
the dust and was like, let's see what we can do.
I try to use this as much as possible when it comes to, like, sketches or illustrating. I probably just use it about once a month, which is bad.
Yeah.
But I've, like, deleted almost all my apps on here. Actually, I never originally I didn't have it a whole lot in general. Like, I think I have the same from when I first installed it. But definitely no more games on here because it's like, why?
No.
I'm no longer into, like, mobile games and all that. So.
Mobile games are stupid.
Yeah, I'm so shocked when some of my friends still play it. I'm like, you still play mobile games? It's not like I'm talking smack or anything, but I don't know. I think my most mobile game I played is Sudoku.
I never played.
Which is such like a
anything
old man thing, but keeps the mind sharp.
Hey, that's one of those that I would be down for, though.
I like it.
It's actually good.
I like to test myself to see how fast I can get it.
The one thing we were allowed to do at the art museum, because we weren't allowed on our phones to listen to music, to talk to our coworkers, but we were allowed to stop up at the front desk every once in a while and work on a Sudoku puzzle.
Damn. That's like a privilege.
Yeah, I was like, that was the best part of the shift.
Yeah.
My 5 minutes at the Sudoku puzzle.
I do think
we filled like a whole book of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I do think though it's different playing the game like physically than digitally. I think it's different. I don't know why. I think because on the digital version you have like the lines that show. It's not that much, but I don't know. I've never tried doing it like in a little game book. But yeah. I have wanted to do more like those brain game things. I just don't know.
Keep it sharp.
Yeah. Like I remember when I had a DS, my mom had this like brain quiz game thing. And it would just be like a whole bunch of different brain games. And honestly, I miss it. I remember it being fun.
Yeah, I kind of like puzzles and stuff, so I think those.
I don't like puzzles.
Kind of fun.
Puzzles are fun, like a puzzle, but sometimes when you get stuck at a point, or if the puzzle's like really confusing, like, do you remember that Pixels puzzle Aaron brought in?
Yeah.
I hated how that sat on that table for so long. I was like, can we get a new puzzle? I don't like
this one.
That was like probably one of it's not as hard as like the gradient puzzles.
We were all over there, hanging out and building a puzzle, but that one we just did not touch.
No,
we were like, no,
that was definitely the worst one. And that one was driving me crazy because I always sat in there every once in a while trying to figure it out. I don't think I got a single match. So yeah, I don't know about puzzles. Some people, I don't understand, but some people are really good at it. How are you good at puzzles? Like what in the brain?
I don't know.
Makes you good at puzzles?
You always got to do the border first. Find all your edge pieces, and then you can kind of base everything.
That's like rule 1 of puzzles.
Rule 1.
Imagine though, and there's got to be a YouTube video on it, where there's a world record of someone doing the puzzle who does the border last. I'm going to Google that right now.
I'm going to Google
There's got to be something, because that sounds like a content creator's dream. puzzle finished inside out. I don't know if that's the best way of doing it. Videos. I don't see anything. It's all just the movie Inside Out. Yeah. Maybe it hasn't been done before because it's just that hard. Maybe I'll be first in the world. Just
Love
kidding.
to see it.
I ain't doing that.
Wait,
I also just don't want to buy a puzzle.
you can borrow one of mine. I have a lot in my house if you really want to do one.
No.
All right. Do you want to move on to font of the week?
Sure, we can do that. Let me pull that up real quick. Font of the week. Did you enjoy your working on your font of the week this time around?
I did, actually.
Yeah.
In my 20 minutes I took.
I don't know how I feel about mine.
I think mine's funny.
Mine is I don't know. I had this idea for a bit, but basically the backstory of this is when you go to Hawaii, everyone knows of like the shaka hand signal. But I have learned from just watching some of my favorite YouTubers who are from Hawaii, they just talk about it on how the visitors and, mainlanders do the shaka like this. And it's like a firm, like standard.
Yeah.
But when there's like a guy going around, he's a local and he's going, all the other locals, he's like, give me a shaka. And they all do like this loose shaka. So that's what I call it. I just call it a loose shaka. And it basically, you just don't bring the fingers down. You just let them dangle. And it's like, feels like a gang sign. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know why I decided to do it with this typeface, but I just decided to do it because
I feel like it kind of matches.
Yeah.
Alta California was our font of the week.
Yeah.
And
it's like a
very grungy and every character is different and unique and I don't know.
I liked it. It was a nice little fun one. But yeah, I just wanted to do the line or quote sentence I chose was hit 'em with a loose shaka, Bretta. Because they say Bretta. I don't know why. But so yeah, I just did like a little quick illustration of how I would do a loose shaka. This is my hand though. I had to take a picture.
Did you?
Because I couldn't. It's not
You're
like.
You're sitting here like, how do I?
Yeah, it's like not photographed anywhere. It's like obviously on a video, but pausing the video at the right frame. And then I was literally just. I first started the illustration at work because we had like a slow week. And I was just. My hand was cramping up because I was probably trying to figure out the good like finger placement and angle for like 30 minutes in front of my camera. I was just like moving it around and I was like, what looks the best? And I just landed on this one. And I like this one because you can kind of see like the fingers are kind of like dangling down more. And then I tried to add a good amount of detail in the hand in general to show like the angle of it.
Yeah.
Which I think worked. I didn't want to add any like shading. I didn't want to make it look realistic. I just wanted to keep it simple. Mainly because my file crashed and I lost my original drawing. And I think if it didn't crash, I would have put more time and detail into it. But since it did crash and I started working on it again yesterday, I went with this. Because I originally started working on this last week. So last Saturday.
Last Saturday.
Something like that.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, I was trying to be on top of it. Well, even with the last episode, I had it all edited and ready, but I couldn't export it for some reason until like Thursday because I was having like more exporting problems.
I was on top of it last week too.
Yeah.
After we recorded that last episode, like
I got the audio.
everything done on Monday, the day after, and was
damn.
Had it scheduled to post the recap and everything, and I was
I had the audio like in the drive on like Tuesday or Wednesday. I was like, feels kind of nice.
Yeah.
So yeah. But with this poster, I wanted to add that like grungy look with the way like I had in the typeface. So I kind of just was messing around with a bunch of different things. I found like a little pattern that I just, I got like the file for it.
Some grunge.
That. And then I added more to the typeface just so it kind of blends in more with the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I used the full uppercase and all the lowercase just because they're different. And I like the black letter W in Wida. It's like a nice little
I noticed
contrast.
In this typeface that the W is the same lowercase and uppercase.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
so I was trying to make it be different and it wasn't.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, I kind of wanted to show like as many different letter forms as possible. So, yeah.
I like it. I think I did the same thing on mine, but adding texture with this typeface was like
I feel like it was a must-have.
It was almost like too flat without it. It needed it.
Yeah, if I kept it the way, like, without any the additions, it would just look, it wouldn't look good.
Yeah.
I think you need that to add all these different textures to it for it to actually flow. So, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but it is what it is. They're not all bangers.
No.
They're not all bangers.
Gotta do with what you got sometimes.
Yeah. I think also just my file crashing really bummed me out. Because the original version I had of it was much better than this one. With like the lines
Couldn't
and all
recreate it.
No.
Just right.
Yeah.
Just had to go with what
I was like, why?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to autosave after working on it for like 4 hours. So, yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, how's your...
I was having a little bit of fun with mine. I just... it's seagull themed.
Mm-hmm.
And all in Alta California it says, watch them closely. I think they're plotting. And some of the words or the letters I kind of made kind of slanted at weird angles. So there was a little bit of, contrast character with it. But I used our Riso pack and put a big image of seagulls sitting like on a railing in the background, like a whole line of them, and then did a couple more images of seagulls in this kind of teal color along the side at awkward angles. Couple of them are very awkward poses that the seagulls are in, and I just thought it was funny. And then I put another little teal grain over the top of it to give it that grunginess that matched with the typeface, I think. But
yeah,
seagulls are everywhere.
They are, and honestly, I remember my first time seeing them out here. I was like, why the hell is a seagull out here?
Yeah, I was like, there's no sea here.
I see more seagulls than pigeons.
I will sometimes drive by fields of just seagulls.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've never seen
Idaho.
a pigeon out here. Have you seen a pigeon out here?
Every once in a while.
Really?
But not like the seagulls.
See, if I were to make this, I would have done pigeons. Because back home, there are so many pigeons. Oh. And a lot of us like to joke about how pigeons are government drones because you've never seen a baby pigeon before.
Yeah.
So,
but why
yeah,
are the seagulls here? That's why I think they're plotting.
I don't even know. Like,
we do have bodies of water. Like, there's the Boise River, and
but is there something about like salt water specifically that
I don't know?
Because it could be from like Salt Lake, and they kind of migrate over here. But yeah, I was like, seagull, the heck? The heck are you doing out here, bud? But yeah, one thing I was gonna say about this, it would have been actually, well, I don't know how it would have fit. I have to like see it first, but this poster in general kind of seems like, and this typeface is very much like Skater magazine typeface.
Yeah.
So on this one, it might have been cool to see like funny little illustrations on the seagulls in the blue.
Yeah.
With like a hat, sunglasses, something
That
like
would have been
that.
good. If I had more time,
Yeah.
that would have been perfect.
Because I saw the guy on the bottom right,
Mm-hmm.
and that shadow looks like he's wearing a bow tie. And I had to
yeah.
zoom in at first, like, did she put a bow tie on that guy? But no, it's just.
Yes. No.
So that's kind of why I thought of it, because that would have been funny. But yeah, this looks good. It's been a while since we've used the Reso pack.
Yeah, I tried to stay away from it because there was a while where I was using it for literally everything. I think that poster you just hung on the wall is the first one I did with it, and I loved it.
Well,
so
there's
much.
only 2, so.
Well, 2 on the wall, but we've done more.
Yeah.
I love that poster. Cereal plant killer.
Yeah, that one's a good one. I know.
I was like, you can't even see it in the
No.
video, but it's up there.
Yeah. I know when I was hanging up the frames, I was like, you can't even see some of these. But it's not about it. It's more for me.
It's really cool when you.
It's more for me to just have it on the wall.
It's just a gallery wall. You need one behind your head now.
I'm gonna put, I think 2 more, and then
one up there.
Yeah, one of these small ones. I think.
And then I think you need a small one going like
horizontally
above.
Yeah, there's not enough land. Well, there's not any landscape ones. But I mean, I still got that.
You got a lot of walls.
I got a lot of space to work with. So yeah, eventually it'll get filled. I also want to make a big ass poster for right there. I have a perfect space for a 2x3 frame.
Perfect.
And I don't know if I want to buy a poster, and I most likely won't because posters are so expensive. But I want to make, well, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I don't know if I will.
You got an empty canvas. You can do whatever you want.
But yeah, definitely going to hang up stuff on these walls soon.
Yeah.
Just because, why not? I think I need more color in here. It's not colorful enough.
Yeah. We like color.
Yeah.
I know because all your furniture is like black or gray, so, color.
Yeah. I mean, there are a good amount of, if you look around, there are a good amount of colors in here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of blue,
I'm still
though.
obsessed with this rug you have in here.
Yeah, I think the rug's, it's my favorite. It's very colorful. With all the lights, posters. It matches. It matches, indeed.
It does. All right, for the next font of the week, we chose Etna.
Yes.
Which is kind of a cool little serif-y typeface.
Yeah, and it
looks like
has different condensed versions of it.
Yeah, and
I've been using
some are
this one
thinner
a bit.
and thicker, and little dingbats, they're calling them. Little characters, like stars and whatnot.
I don't think I saw that. But yeah, I like using. I feel like this one pairs well with a couple different sans typefaces.
Mm-hmm.
Add some contrast in there. Yeah. Well, I think I've used this one a couple of times on some of my movies.
I have not used this one. I'm going to add it now before I forget.
It's a nice looking one. Like, a lot of different, a variety as well.
Yeah.
The different condensed. I do wish the regular one was a little wider when you get to like the regular, but it still looks good.
I went to go download it and had me re-sign into Adobe, and you know how it has an image behind the sign-in? It was of seagulls.
Oh, what are the odds? It knows. Adobe knows. But yeah, it'll be
I
interesting.
think that'll be a good one.
Yeah. I've been trying to tell myself to stop designing posters for these, but they're just too damn easy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll think of something new.
I know you did do a package once. Didn't you? The
Oh,
Chinese
yeah.
takeout box.
Yeah.
I did the album cover last week, so
I forgot about that, honestly. I meant to touch that up and do something cool with it, but I never got to it. Maybe one day.
One day. I know. It's just what you think of, especially because since the font of the weeks feels so experimental that it's like, oh, you just need a flat, you know?
Yeah. I don't want to
flat canvas.
Overthink it. And it's nothing like an actual project where, you know, you kind of like make your own elements.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I do, but.
Yeah, I'll make small ones, but I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours on a little, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless I'm really feeling it.
I used to be like that, but I'm no longer feeling it to do that.
You're still in your little creative block. Take a break.
Yeah, I tried to get back into it with like designing something every week, but then
I just felt more of it like a chore than
not a chore, because I was actually having fun, because it's like designing me being me, like just typing out stupid dumb stuff, and I like doing that. And then I just noticed, I'm like, this looks like everything everyone else is doing, and I hate that. So I stopped doing it. And so I've been kind of creating a like a brief for more of these things, where instead of doing like a post and it's like a slideshow type thing, just don't do that in general, because that's what everyone else does.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's probably just gonna be posters.
It's just gonna be posters.
I feel like they're just so easy.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with posters.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do like a zine.
Yeah.
Nah.
If you haven't already, go check out our Patreon, where we're doing bonus episode series where we try to complete as many posters as we can in an hour.
Yeah. More posters.
More posters.
Can never say no to posters, right? Right?
Yeah. And also, if you subscribe, you get to claim our sticker pack. So go claim yours now.
Yes. Sticker pack number 0.
Number 0.
That
was an oops.
Yeah. It was the beta trial. I recovered and said it was our beta trial, so, you know. I think it's fine, though.
I think so, too. And as always, an Instagram recap of this episode will be posted when the episode goes live, going over anything we talked about today, which today was just a big tangent.
Yeah.
And
I honestly don't know what...
Share our font of the week.
Yeah.
And other things
just talk.
To go over.
I feel like that's just probably what it's going to come
to.
I feel like some point, you know, there's going to be nothing to talk about.
Yeah, and that's okay. We just need to find...
One thing that can create a conversation that can lead to more conversations.
Or maybe we invite someone to come talk with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or someone sends in their rant to us someday.
Yeah. If we get someone to talk into that, honestly, just having a conversation will probably be long enough.
Yeah.
So.
Because we've talked about so much, Ty. Over the last 20 episodes.
Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, like, when you do a graphic design focused one, it's like you have to be heavily involved in the world, like the design world, to be able to talk about something new every week.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like,
we are involved, but not as much as we could be, or... Yeah.
I also don't really research anything.
And like I was saying earlier, I do try to research, but everything's just having to do with AI, and I don't want to beat around the AI bush literally every single episode, so...
Yeah, I used to like every once in a while look into all that, but now I'm like, I don't care enough to like worry about it.
Yeah.
Like at the start, worried.
Yeah, a little scary.
At the point now, I'm like, every time I try to use AI, it just sucks. Although
never gives me what I want.
I will say, the ChatGPT text to image generator, it is getting better, because I remember I tried using it like last year and it sucked, and I used it like a couple weeks ago for something at work. I was like, this thing actually can place text, like it knows the words. Or back then it didn't. I was like, it's learning.
It's learning.
So
yeah.
but yeah, honestly, I don't really look into the AI stuff anymore.
It's happening. It's going to be a part of our world, whether we like it or not now.
Yeah. There's not much you can do about it.
Work with it.
Yeah. It's like literally implemented in every single device. Like, I think them implementing into phones, great. It'll help out all the older people. Any technical device, great. But when they put into software, I'm like, ugh. You're overdoing it.
Yeah.
I will say, though, one AI feature that I thought was really cool was the one in Illustrator, where it takes one of your vectored illustrations and you can like spin it. I don't know if you saw that.
No, that's weird.
And I thought that was sick, because sometimes you have an illustration that you drew because you had an idea in mind for something, but when you get all the text placed around it, you're like, it's not like lining up the way you wanted it. And this thing, you just spin it. I was like, wow. How does it do that though? Right? How
does it know?
Yeah, how does it know? Like their example was like a dragon. And it's like, how does it know what the face of the dragon is supposed to look like in this exact style of this person's illustration?
Yeah.
Which then it got to me thinking of that other thing that they did with Ryan. I was like, how much of this is a lie?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm still upset about that, but we won't talk about that on this episode.
Probably shouldn't in general.
Yeah.
But
Adobe isn't always who they say they are. We'll just say that.
Yeah, it's just a business. They're there for the money. But yeah, I'd say, well, yeah, that's the only AI thing that I was like, whoa. So, yeah.
Yeah. Just gonna have to work with it. Hope it doesn't steal our jobs eventually. I don't think it will, but
I don't think so.
I think it's fine as a tool.
You could always have a career change.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
Not what anyone wants, but
Yeah. I think the AI should get a career change first.
yeah. Go after someone else, not the artists.
Yeah.
The creatives who are actually creating the content that it is.
Yeah.
Circulating.
That's true. Although it would be funny one day to have like the AI generated thing generate something that looks like your work. I don't know. It just seems like a funny coincidence thing.
Yeah.
Coincidence. But yeah. Okay.
Anything else for today? I think we've thoroughly covered so much.
I honestly can't even remember what we talked about. My mind is blank. So
that's all right. Thanks for tuning in to 1-800-SAD-DESIGN. Until next time, keep designing, stay inspired, and dial into design. Bye.
Bye.